BetBoom game number 2. BetBoom taking the first in this best of 3 showdown between the Eastern European beasts and the China beasts.
And Primal
beast. True. Xtreme, the only Chinese team left in this tournament.
Yep.
Much to your chagrin, Cinder, because I know you always think the Chinese teams are going to win the tournaments, and then they seem to fail you quite a bit.
Okay, I don't always think they're going to win, but I think they're going to do better than they have for 2 to 3 years. And I never learn from my mistakes. I also had higher hopes for this tournament, specifically for Azure Ray. I think a lot of people did. But it was not their tournament. They ended the group stage 6 and 8 and got eliminated. So here we are, Xtreme Gaming holding the torch for the Chinese region, and despite losing that previous game, still obviously won against Team Spirit yesterday, which could turn out to be an instrumental win later down the line in this second group stage. Nightfall taking a ton of damage here, actually.
Yeah. Does he go back to base here?
He can barely lane with this.
He basically has 300 HP right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he can leech a bit.
This is very awkward.
Did take Mystic Snake, so can get some of it back. But yeah, not the greatest start for Nightfall. But we get to see the XXS Centaur. Very exciting. This guy plays a really mean Centaur.
With Toronto Toko arrowing this range creep, the wave is going to push very early.
That particle effect.
And
how are you not mentioning that?
Given Nightfall's mana, I don't know. I'm actually not sure if arrowing that range creep was good for BetBoom. Like, a lot of the time, ensuring range creeps is very good in the Ling stage. That's clear, but you are going to be a little bit vulnerable as this lane gets pushed up. Because
do you think that particle is pay to lose? Because it looks nothing like arrow, and sometimes, like, depending on which cosmetic you have, they look kind of similar.
Is that a new one? I've never seen this.
I don't know. We've already discussed how I don't open chests anymore.
This has to be the worst poison in the world. He's firing poison arrows at them non-stop, and nobody's getting poisoned.
And they're taking a little damage, 55 to be exact.
Well, it looks kind of cool, but
maybe it comes with the pumpkin. His pumpkin's on every hero, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. I couldn't tell you, but it looks very cool.
And that's what matters.
It looks like an impetus. He just really wants to play Enchantress. So GPK, this is the cool lane here. So GPK on Zeus, XM on Sniper. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Conda at some point, Cinderin, but not yet. We don't need to get ahead of ourselves. But how does this lane go? Sniper versus Zeus.
I would think it's kind of even. Both heroes kind of, just stand at range and hit creeps. They can't really harass each other in a meaningful way most of the time. But GPK is off to a little bit of a hotter start with the 4 denies in particular. So yeah, I think both heroes are just going to farm. That's
okay, very exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else would really happen, but it is possible that there is a slight edge for either hero, especially in the start before a headshot's higher level. Maybe Zeus pulls ahead a little bit, but it's not a matchup we see very much. So my frame of reference is not the most reliable here.
In the top lane, Ame on the TB, Miero on the Primal.
Yeah, BetBoom definitely getting the Lotus here, pushing into the tower at 3 minutes, and they're also getting it bottom. So both side lanes will be getting the Lotuses.
Yeah, pretty nice.
The low tie, if you will.
Sure, no one says that.
That is correct. That is because you can't say that.
DY getting slowed into an onslaught. Does not want to go for the trample for Miero. Not worth the effort, it seems. This XXS is going to take more damage here, just trying to get under his tier 1 tower. And it looks like Nightfall has a good amount of his mana back now.
This double ranged hero lane, now that they've stabilized the Medusa, it looked like it could have potentially been a little bit scary at level 2 with his low mana pool, but they stabilize now and they're playing double ranged with lots of poke and prod against both of these heroes. Hoodwink doesn't really have the best trading potential unless you're standing in a way so that you can get hit by the acorn shot. Has pretty bad base attack time. I think maybe the second worst in the game or something like that. on the Hoodwink. And yeah, the Centaur doesn't offer you any sort of protection or assistance when it comes to the trading aspect of the lane. So Toronto Tokyo will just constantly be hitting Jinkyu, and if Jinkyu tries to fight back, he's going to get Mystic Snaked and hit once by Dusa and lose 200 to 300 health.
So what is Jinkyu going to do itemization-wise? Because every hero he's played, it feels like, is on the extreme level of something. Monkey King does not play Dota. He's just hunting couriers. He's level 2 at like 10 minutes. And then you play Nyx, and you go Brown Boots Dagon. And you just upgrade Dagon after the fact. Is there a build for Hoodwink that is equivalent to any of those?
He could rush Bloodthorn.
Wow. Really cool.
It's not good.
Oh, he's starting the courier business again. Courier killing business, that is.
I don't know. Yeah, he's probably... I mean, in this game, you're probably buying standard stuff, right? It's a really good Glimmer Cave game, so you're probably going to see that.
Yeah, it's just going to be weird that he's not on Extreme here.
It is.
He's on Extreme Gaming as well, so maybe that's why he plays that way.
It's a very telltale sign that Extreme are tilted when they pick normal heroes and buy normal items.
Yeah.
Jinkyu is
going back to the drawing board.
Off balance here.
Yeah, but early on, you can see the Zeus 25 and 4 in the mid lane to Sniper's 25 and 6, so very, very even.
Yeah.
No real advantage either way. But really, the story, it looks like it's Miero. Top CS in the game right now on that Primal in the top lane. But I think the TB also farming extremely well. They're just effectively both free farming.
Where does this 1K lead come from for Extreme? Did they get like 3 or 4 bounties at the beginning? Oh, they got all 4. Oh, I totally missed that at the beginning of the game. I was like, how? How do they have a 1K lead? The CS is even.
Yeah, that is...
All right. That's the entire lead, is the initial rune exchange just completely...
Not often we see all 4.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's particularly a story because it's 4. Because 3 to 1 is like, okay, it happens quite frequently, but 4 for 0 is a rarity. And I wasn't even looking for it, but they somehow managed to grab all of those.
Look at that TP. He knew this was happening. That's the haste from XM. Dodges certain death as a result, and now XM has to be forced back, pick up the bounty rune, and back to the mid lane he goes. But top 3 net worth so far on Extreme side. Very early stages, though.
Main winner here is the Terrorblade of Ame, getting a lot going his way currently. 44 CS minute 6. Very good. But not too shabby from BetBoom either. They have a little bit of an X factor here with level 6 Zeus. If they want to try to look for a move in either side lane, they will have that extra burst of 300 damage coming their way. And it looks like they'll do exactly that onto XXS, so this should be the first blood here.
Arrow will hit, Starstorm as well. He gets off the hoof stomp though. And now taking the path. Oh, the Zeus ult was not enough.
Wow.
And Toronto Tokyo's fake impetus is not enough either to finish off the job.
This is why teams pick Ench, because then that's a kill. And then they lose the game 5 minutes later.
Well, not 5 minutes, 45 minutes.
True.
Miero getting forced out for now, but yeah, still no first blood for either side.
That's a philosophical question, Shannon. When do you lose the game?
Oh, when the Ancient explodes, I guess. When the fat lady sings, as they say. DY. It's going to take some trample action. Has the magic missile eventually. XM on the high ground, just waiting for this. Ame's in the vicinity as well to get some XP, as XM will get first blood. And now, just like that, it's a 2K lead for Extreme very early on.
Yeah, that's a late first blood. This is the slowest of the event?
That does not seem right.
Yeah. The slowest time so far was 6:56.
That does not seem right.
Average time 2 minutes 12. Now this is bad news for you, Shannon, because when first blood happens this late, heroes get gold slower, and therefore Roche dies later. So your dinner is in jeopardy here.
Oh boy.
We need to get that average time. Let's bring up the average time for first Roche kill of the game. Let's see if it's... Oh, we're not bringing that up, unfortunately.
Because you asked. I'll ask in 10 minutes, and then we'll get that.
All right.
Miero, magic missile. To the bushwhack from Jinkyu. Save gets a nice impale onto 2, though, as Miero trying to turn this around onto Jinkyu. But again, XM from the high ground. This is a familiar story. Arrow's going to hit the Vengeful Spirit, but Miero should be able to tick out now. Jin-Q gets credit for it. Well, Toronto Tokyo wanting to try to snipe out Jin-Q, but he dies instead.
This is shaping up to be, dare I say, a stomp? It's early days, 9 minutes in, but this net worth distribution now is not looking healthy all of a sudden for the side of BetBoom. It's more than 1,000 net worth lead on both core matchups, and the third one, the Primal Beast, is also trailing by 500. So just between every single hero in Xtreme is ahead of their counterpart by at least a few hundred here. Miero with the 45 CS. He was doing great in the beginning. Now he's in 6th place after 2 deaths to the sniper. And you look at the Xtreme Gaming lineup, and it's not inherently obvious that this is going to happen, right? The panel we're talking about, well, what's the playmaking potential? Mid-sniper, carry Terrorblade, like how many moves are actually coming? It hasn't been that many, but the ones they've made have worked.
Yep, 10-minute power rune will be taken by GPK. He'll take some damage. It is an invis, although save is...
Okay. He really wants this D ward. That's okay.
Maybe
he got it.
See the shrapnel because it is purple in a blue river. Might be colorblind as Miero onslaught away.
You know, if you're colorblind, things that aren't invisible. They just look different.
Maybe it blends in too much that you just didn't notice. You know?
That would be a crazy type of colorblindness. This is just the empty void where something that color is. Wow.
That's right, Cinderin.
That would be something.
I mean, that seems to be your disability at times, though.
Void?
You don't see things that are there.
I am void. That's true.
Very absent-minded young man.
Yep. Fair. I'll own it. I own my weaknesses.
Also a WoW player. That's a weakness.
That's debatable.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But true.
Depends on the company.
Ame. In the bot lane, Toronto Tokyo using a lot of those pounces, or leaps, I should say.
Still dead, though.
Jin-Q snipes him out, and this is getting a bit scary for BetBoom. I will say, though, they are a team that, I mean, typically they are the ones ahead, but the times that they've gone down in recent memory, they have come back to at least put up a good fight. We'll see if they can bounce back in this game too.
Game state, though, if you lose this hard with Medusa, what's the plan, right? Like, that hero is usually sit back and farm for 20 to 25 minutes, team rallies around you, and you get stuff done. But Deuce's carry matchups in this game aren't good. You're not good against Terrorblade, you're not good against Sniper. So really, finally, a move here for BetBoom. They will absolutely punch the squirrel to a pulp with their Primal Beast. A nice little snack.
He had it coming.
Yep. That's what you get. I mean, everything about Hoodwink is just like this cocky little fucker that's just annoying, you know? So at some point, justice will be served for people like
Really?
that.
I don't feel like I get that impression at all. Is Xtreme
Really?
gonna delete the rune? Yeah, I think it's maybe because there's other heroes in the game that are just so toxic by nature.
Yeah.
Like the Venos, the Arc Wardens, the...
I love everything about Necrophos' voice acting. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, Necro's fine. I didn't say Necro.
No, I did.
Okay.
He is very toxic, though.
Yeah.
I love him.
Oh, he's cool.
Love his voice acting. XXS and DY gonna combine here. DY will find level 6 in the fog. I think they could consider a collapse on mid with smoke. Swap Zeus in, burst that guy, get the mid tower with sniper. Could bring in the Terrorblade as well if you really wanted to ensure the tower play, but likely Ame is uninterested. He has places to be.
Got the Ancient Stack. So GPK has a Phylactery on the Zeus. And we'll be getting the Lightning Hands next via the Shard. And then likely a Manta, or, I mean, we've seen Hurricane Pike. We've seen kind of like a decent amount of variation. And we've even seen Phylactery into just normal magic build as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is it reliable to go the Manta route against these heroes? Like, can you actually even stand and deliver with your illusions against Terrorblade, against Sniper? I feel like they're just going to get killed off really fast from range, and they won't even be able to reach their target. I think the Lightning Hand Zeus is generally a lot better against melee cores or short-range cores. Against TB, it can be so-so. It's a bit of a mix depending on what form he's in and time of the game and stuff, but I feel like Sniper just warps this matchup way too much for Lightning has to be the build. I generally find myself favoring going the just caster approach. Maybe that's just personal bias.
It is.
But
no one goes for that.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow for
I mean, that's just not true, though.
On the if I say it confidently enough, it works out. Confidently incorrect.
I do wonder in the pro scene in the last few months, though, how the build distribution has been. Like, how many have gone the...
I mean, it's definitely the minority, is the Magic build. Pure Magic.
You're positive.
I mean, I've cast a lot of games, so
Yeah.
I can't even name it. Maybe one game I've cast.
So I almost always go Manta. Like, basically every game.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Okay.
middle tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
I wouldn't be a fan of it here.
XXS, he bought an Ogre Club, by the way, to build into an Eternal Shroud, then changed his mind, and then went for Blink, and now he's going to finish Eternal Shroud. So,
Yep.
Xtreme, obviously feeling like they're going to be power spiking along with this Blink Dagger to get this aggression going.
They would be right. If they all group up now and make a move, it's very likely to be successful. BetBoom will suffer from the problem the panel talked about. If Primal Beast doesn't get on top of the Sniper, who will? Save is not going to be approaching a Blink Dagger at any reasonable timing this game. We saw him pop off on Techies in the last game. This one, this is probably the worst early game he's had this tournament, I want to say. Like,
Ooh, that's an early Axe.
flat out bottom net worth, not even remotely close to a dagger. He has 500 gold. Minute 15. Just nothing to show.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, baby. All right. I was getting very excited because XM has an Axe, and he's not going for some weird build, as in... Oh, we have to hold that thought. Assassinate, find save, Phylactery, applying a little bit extra damage and slow. Save does get off an Impale, but like you said, has no real way to get out.
He's buying all the time he can here. He will end up being chased down by
okay.
DUI.
Magic Missile into an eventual death. But yeah, XM is going for the Shard. So
Radiant's
Concussive Grenade to be able to
bottom tower is under
give him
attack.
some escape mechanism. So if somebody does end up next to him. How does Disarm work against Trample? Does that not work? It should work.
It doesn't work.
Oh, because he actually disarms himself.
Yeah, you don't attack.
So
Maybe you make him attack. You disarm his disarm.
yeah, cancels out.
You overpower his
Radiant's
overpower.
bottom
Yeah, I
tower
think this is going to be a
under
relatively early Conda then.
I think this is going to be a relatively early GG. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. I think your statement might be more likely to be true than mine.
These
But
games.
BetBoom have nothing going for them right now. Absolutely nothing. They're taking no initiative. They're running around the map just trying to farm. And they're losing at that, too. Miero trying to cut the wave here. We'll back off. The Moonlight Shadow. And maybe BetBoom are going to try something here. If they don't bring Medusa, it's just not happening, right?
tower.
Yeah.
They're just flat out conceding a tier 2 tower minute 17.
Yeah, they get the Assassinate
Oh.
onto save.
Oops.
Who ends up getting run down via the Stampede, and now the tier 2 will be taken out in favor of Xtreme again.
Radiant structures are
There's a
fortified.
Fortify. So, yeah, these games, I mean, like I said, I think BetBoom, they've shown the ability to come back. They've been one of the few teams, I feel like. But these games do feel like they end up lasting 45 minutes
Dire's top
when there's
tower
an
is
like a
under attack.
ridiculous net worth lead in the laning stage. But we'll see how that works with Nightfall on his Medusa.
Yeah.
Has the Diffusal, has his Manta. Probably one item away from wanting to kind of fight. Question is, what does he want to go for? What do you think is the best Medusa item?
The reason I'm just really deep in thought about this because I don't know what you can do against this core-to-core matchup if your team isn't doing well. Because I think Medusa carrying this game is very largely dependent on the other heroes being able to catch the sniper, and they just can't. Like, the Lion won't have a dagger for the next 10 minutes. He's
Radiant's
barely even
top
gaining
tower
net
is
worth.
under attack.
Primal Beast can't just charge in on the backline because there's going to be a swap and a stampede. So what are you trying to itemize for? Are you itemizing to stand your ground against heroes that outrange you? It's not going to matter because you can't hit anyone.
Radiant's top tower
Do you
has fallen.
buy like Swift Blink? Just go in? I don't know.
Not as third item, sure.
That's the, I know. I mean, I'm trying to think outside the box here because the standard plan for Medusa isn't likely to be able to be pulled off.
So maybe you just play for the really late game. You get high ground defense. I mean, Zeus is really good at pushing out these waves.
He's going butter, which is obviously great against Sniper terribly. There's no doubt about that. It is. If this game was going according to plan, it definitely would be the best item.
Yeah, Miero, TP is canceled. Will onslaught, get assassinated. Extra stun action thanks to the
Actually,
Axe.
has Blink, so this could take a while.
Okay, Stampede now from XXS. He's not happy with this Primal Beast. Another Hoof Stomp is hit. And Miero this time will look into the wall like he's in Blair Witch Project and die. And now the Roche will be a freebie for Xtreme.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Yeah,
are
not really much BetBoom can do about this.
Almost a
have to concede
phylactery
it.
for XM, by the way. We're almost there, Cinderin.
Yeah.
Dire
Can you one-shot Lion?
With a Conda?
It's got to be kind of close, right?
With Conda or phylactery?
He can't with 1,000 damage. That's a bit too much, isn't it? That's got to be too much. Surely.
Dire's middle tower.
It's
has
quite a lot
fallen.
of damage. It's 400 from Assassinate, then there's the Conda on top.
Yeah.
He can probably take like 60 to 70% of his health.
I mean, once you get that first Divine Rapier,
Oh yeah, then he can one-shot anyone almost.
not anyone.
Almost. He can one-shot like 3 out of 5 heroes, which
Yes.
is almost anyone. It's closer to everyone than nobody.
Yep, that's technically
That makes it
true.
almost anyone.
Now, Nightfall, like you said, the Butterfly, that's not going to give him many stats in terms of the HP pool. But I mean, we have been seeing less Scotties, I guess.
Oh wait, he changed his mind, did he?
Is he going Swift Blink now?
He's going Disperser. I thought he was going
Oh,
to... I'm pretty sure he was queuing up the butter when I looked a moment ago, but...
Okay, Disperser, so...
I mean, this is also an interesting idea, right? Because again, it offers you some potential of chasing, and it offers you a way of getting away from the sniper, and you can save a teammate. So, you can see what he's going for with it mindset-wise. Curious what his next item is going to be once he completes this one.
Radiant's
Terrorblade will
middle
finally
tower
finish the
is
job
under
bottom.
attack.
Boom!
Headshot.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
That did quite a lot of mana damage tonight.
I'm telling you, this build is good, man.
Yeah,
It's... You made fun of me, day one.
I did.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Which
under
is I'm
attack.
usually fine with, but when I'm correct, it's not
Radiant
okay,
structures
Cinderin.
are fortified.
It's because you probably thought it was good for the wrong reason.
No, it's good because it's good. That's why.
XM is buying it, and he's good, so it's good. You are buying it,
Ame.
and you're bad, so it's bad.
Well, I don't play the hero, so it's
Hey, so
irrelevant.
you weren't even educated. You were just guessing.
Ame.
You were just guessing.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, we have the initiation. Start out onto the Medusa. Nightfall with the Manta. Already the tower's dead. Swap onto Jin Q. Xtreme are going to reset a bit. The Aegis. Still plenty of time.
They forced 4 of them back. Got the tower. And they can return to farming them up. They have really nice deep vision here if you look at it as well. They have the deep ward on the stairs. They have a ward at the leftmost Tormentor. So, BetBoom do try the Tormentor. They could actually get punished mega hard if Xtreme are in the neighborhood ready to smoke. Well, for now, they will just play the enemy triangle and just keep maximizing.
And they spot out the damage rune now.
What an odd game. When's the last time BetBoom had 1 kill minute 23? Like,
Yeah.
they're just absolutely not capable of doing anything offensively. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, come on, do something, like, as if it was obvious and that they have to do it.
I mean,
It's just a
9K,
bit
it's not like this is
checkmatey.
nothing, but it could be so much worse if they were trying to fight, I feel like. right?
They could have dug their own graves by forcing fights that are not winnable. But it definitely goes to show that, like, strategically on a macro level, this game is very... There's a couple of specific things that really needed to happen that didn't in that laning stage. Xtreme getting 4 bounties is the start of it. And then afterwards, BetBoom just bled a couple of kills very early on and weren't really able to recover. And at this point, as you've said, it's going to come down to some sort of super late-game high ground defense with Zeus. This is a full Scotty now completed for Ame, though. He's very big. Protection behind him with the swap. Protection with Stampede. Alright, it's time to throw out some tips.
Yep, still a minute on this Aegis, so expect them to try to go for this bottom set.
Yeah.
Does BetBoom, I mean, honestly, I could see them just letting this go. I know there's a BKB now in Miero, but I feel like Nightfall still needs that +1 item, at least.
Yeah, I think for
fully.
Xtreme, what you want to do here is you want to jump the Zeus with Centaur, and then you want to swap him in, and then then the fight's over. But yeah, they're not.
They will give it up. They do find their second kill of the game. They've doubled their kills now for BetBoom.
Little squirrel snack.
XM is spotted. This would be a huge kill if they can somehow grab him, but it's going to be hard. Thunder Gaben's Wrath used. XM gets stampeded now.
Oh, he still doesn't have the shard. Okay.
Oh, Miero. Nice block. Wow. But the swap out. And the BKB from the Primal Beast to try to stop XM, but he doesn't have his Pulverize.
Oh.
So he just TPs out.
That arrow was real close. Well, BetBoom triple their kills. They lose a bit of barracks.
Yep.
That's
Few
good
less
for
buildings.
Good for Xtreme. You lost 2 supports. You got a lane.
Radiant structures.
Let's see how close his arrow was. Well, we might not even get to that, actually. It's a pretty long highlight.
We got to cherish the one we get, right?
True. This game has not delivered much. That was a really good block, though, I have to say.
So here, Toronto will fire it now. And
Yeah.
it was within like 0.3.
If they get that kill,
I'm still not going to say that's worth a lane, but you got to look at the big picture. You're losing that lane anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's the right
getting
choice to give it up.
something is better than nothing. Oh, it feels so weird watching Xingqiu by Greaves, doesn't it?
I'm telling you,
Greaves Mage Slayer.
it's not normal for him.
Oh.
It's not normal to be normal for Xingqiu.
Yeah, true.
He's an abnormal player.
Yep. It's fair to say.
Oh, XM finished his Conda. Didn't even notice. All right. Been waiting for this all tournament.
Yeah. I really want to see... Wait, when did Roche die?
Middle tower is under attack.
He can respawn in 320, right?
There's the app. Oh, 22:01. You owe me dinner, sir?
Damn, you're close.
You said within 1 second?
No, I said you need to hit a spot on, but we just need one more early Roche, and the average time might be just exactly 22.0.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn. But you need to prove it. You need to show up with receipts.
All right, XM from afar. Has that Conda, so the Assassinate does hurt. These supports will be hurting for Escorting. That is for sure. And the Tier 3 tower, not defended at all. BetBoom, there we go. Miero jumping in with the Pulverize. Thunder God's Wrath comes off as well.
Big damage.
They get the Thunder off at the last moment. Still stunned up, though. Do they have the damage? It's going to be close. Trying to run away, pops the Manta. And now Toronto Tokyo is melting, along with Save. The rest of BetBoom have to retreat. Oh, beautiful bushwhack from Xingqiu. Turns into the death of both GPK and Nightfall. And that might do it for game number 2.
That was really close to what could have become a comeback
called.
fight, but...
Wow.
Okay.
Conda.
Yeah.